Hello, Slaton ISD parents, students, teachers, staff, and Slaton community. The Slaton ISD Board of Trustees has agreed to research and gather information on the possibility of adopting the 4-day instructional school week model for next year. The first step in considering such an adoption is to both inform and gather information from all of the stakeholders in the district. Our stakeholders include parents, students, teachers, staff, business owners, and all community members. The following presentation will be available on the District Remind 101 call-out system, on our Slaton ISD Facebook page, the Slaton ISD website, which is slatonisd.net, and published in the February 23rd edition of the Slatonite. Today, I hope to give you the background on a 4-day instructional school week, talk about the reasons why we started looking into it, and some of the possible impacts on a 4-day instructional week. Early next week, after you've had time to think about these possibilities, we will make a survey link available in all of the locations listed above to all stakeholders in order to gather information to inform the best decision for our school district and community. The 4-day instructional school week can be traced back to the Depression era in the 1930s. In order for school districts to save money through reduced operational costs. There are modern school districts that have been operating a 4-day schedule since the 1970s. 4-day instructional school weeks are typically adopted in rural districts, and we are rural, with 1,500 students or less, and we currently have 1,246 students. However, we're seeing a trend to much larger school districts in the state of Texas. There are currently 26 states across the nation with a 4-day instructional school week. Colorado has about 60% of their school districts on a 4-day instructional week, and Oregon has used this model since the 1970s. This map here is a little bit blurry and it's a little difficult to see, so I want you to see the next list. This is a list of states from the previous map. We're seeing an increase in the number of districts across the state of Texas. Currently, there are over 40 districts in Texas that have adopted the 4-day instructional model, and more joining after spring break of this year. I think we're going to see an explosion of school districts this next year. Why consider a 4-day instructional week option in Slaton ISD? Well, first, we know that the teacher's effectiveness increases in a 4-day work week, and it releases a great deal of pressure to get their job done. Teachers only receive a 45-minute planning period to meet all of the requirements of their job, which most often spills over into their evenings. So according to Forbes magazine, 1 in 4 teachers works a 60-hour work week. And according to Scholastic, the average teacher works 11 hours a day. That's above and beyond the regular school day by quite a margin. That's because they're grading papers, planning for the following day, envisioning the kids and who needs extra help, and often visiting with parents while home in the evenings. You may have talked to a teacher in the evening. So Commissioner Mike Morath recently reported that teachers in many first world countries are face-to-face with students approximately half the time as those in the United States, giving them substantial time to invest in planning and creating lessons. In Texas, increased state requirements have increased teacher workload substantially. The last legislative session passed House Bill 4545, which requires that each student who fails a STAR test must receive 30 hours of remediation. So if a student fails just 2 classes, the mandated hours for remediation is 60 hours, and we do not have time to get that done during regular instruction. There's just not enough hours within the school year to meet the needs of all of those students. So the 4-day option allows us to use Friday for student intervention without interrupting the regular school day. Other responsibilities that teachers have. Gifted and talented teachers have 30 hours of extra training. English as a second language certifications are required for ELAR teachers, as well as the reading academies for all of the elementary ELAR teachers. They say that the reading academies are 60 hours. Actually, it's more like 90 to 120 hours. And new teachers must meet the above requirements and complete mentor hours as well. So you're not going to be surprised, but according to Raise Your Hand Texas, 68% of educators are considering leaving the profession at the end of this school year. This is alarming for us, and we need to find a way to keep our outstanding teachers in our profession. In Texas, nearly 70% of all new teachers are in alternative certification programs and did not attend college to become a teacher. They have a degree, but not in the field of education. That means that they come into the profession with limited knowledge of their content and the pedagogy needed to be successful in teaching. Professional learning and support must come from the district in staff development meetings. In our current calendar, the majority of our professional development days are at the beginning of the year. A 4-day instructional week will allow us to enhance that with new and veteran teachers on the 5th day throughout the year. Across Texas, there is a shortage of certified teachers. Districts have seen an increase in veteran teachers moving away from 5-day-a-week districts to work in 4-day instructional week districts. Providing teachers with time to plan and to grade and conference with parents on the 5th day will increase teacher effectiveness and a better work-life balance, leading to higher retention rates. You will note that we're not talking about teachers working every Friday. On average, our teachers will have 2 to 3 duty-free Fridays a month. The scheduled work Fridays will be for planning, staff development, and intervention, allowing teachers to learn and plan in a more creative and stress-free environment. Students in extracurricular activities, such as athletics and band and stock shows, etc., they miss a great deal of instructional time, especially on Fridays. So 4-day instructional weeks eliminate much of that missed time. High school students also in 4-day districts are able to work on that 5th day to gain real work experience or help their families in a variety of ways, including paying bills, working around the house, and just getting experience. Families in 4-day districts report students are able to pursue their passions when out of school on the 5th day. And families also report they just enjoy spending quality time together on that 5th day. Students are rested and focused when they return back to school from that additional day off. While saving money is not a primary reason for considering a 4-day week, there are reports of savings from 0.5% up to 5%. Savings can be recouped from reduced transportation costs, facility usage, and reduced needs for substitutes on that Friday, and that is a big one for us. These funds can be used for needed resources for our students and facilities improvement across the district if necessary. So let's look at our potential 4-day a week at a glance. On Monday through Thursday, high school and junior high will have 8 57-minute classes. This format allows students to have time at the end of class to complete independent work and get extra help if they need it. Classes that require additional prep time to begin and end, such as science. Think about the projects that they're doing in there and having to set up those labs and then complete those labs within 45 minutes. Band, switching and getting instruments all set up and then cleaning up the band hall and getting everything put back in place. You're investing about 20 minutes there of class time. Welding, same thing. Getting everything ready for welding and then getting it all cleaned up at the end. Culinary arts is the same way. Electrical trades, building trades, athletics, even in mathematics when they're working on complicated formulas and students are trying to grasp and get a good hold of all of those. It's just very, very difficult in 45 minutes. For others, it doesn't allow for the complicated projects in just about every classroom, but a 57-minute instructional format will allow for a more complete learning cycle. Now, Kathleen Thomas and Stephen F. Austin, they're going to utilize their time for intervention and extended learning for those students who are on grade level, and they're going to do that for all students. Students are off except on weeks with a Monday holiday. Fridays are free. Teachers will work on some Fridays for planning, grading, professional development, and conferencing. And these Fridays will be determined by contract workday requirements and teacher input. In April, students who need additional support right before state testing will be required to attend for intervention. And then extracurricular activities will continue on Friday. Calendaring. Please remember that we are talking in terms of potential at this point. Specifics of the exact calendar will not be decided upon until the decision to adopt the 4-day instructional week model, if the board so chooses. Districts who have implemented a 4-day week have reported the need for childcare is low, and most families are able to make arrangements similar to long breaks. Think about Thanksgiving and Christmas and spring break and summertime. What do you do for those times? Some districts have reported that high school students are making a little extra money by babysitting on those Fridays. Others report that local daycare facilities make special arrangements, and some churches in some communities have even started children's programs. Research studies are mixed on the impact of a 4-day week and what it has on student achievement. Slaton ISD is very fortunate. We have great teachers and great systems in place to support students and teachers. During COVID-19, many districts around the state saw large decreases in student achievement, but we didn't see that here. We held very, very steady through that time, and we're very, very pleased with that. This is a testament to the systems that we have in place. An increase in differentiated teaching for students coupled with increased planning time and teacher supports should result in improved student achievement across the district. Secondary teachers will net a 15-minute per week increase in their instructional time with their students. Friday is the lowest attendance day for teachers and students in our district, largely due to extracurricular activities that pull them out. Just think about the stock show kids, the athletic kids, especially in springtime. We've got softball, baseball, track, a lot of things are going on. Powerlifting, tennis, golf, a lot of things are pulling kids on Fridays right now. So the data shows that more disciplinary issues also occur on Friday than any other day. So many districts report a notable increase in teacher and student attendance and lower disciplinary referrals during the 4-day instructional week. Research attribute most of that to being a more balanced work week for both students and teachers. Many school districts report that the impact on extracurricular programs such as athletics, band, and FFA is a positive one. In our traditional schedule, Friday evening athletics are at the end of a busy academic day. And then you add travel time to that, and you have to make up work for the missed classes. Well, on a 4-day instructional week, it allows coaches and students who are competing on those days to enjoy a completely different routine without the academic concerns. It's greatly reduced the amount of makeup work that teachers and students are responsible for the following week. Slaton ISD needs your feedback. We are surveying parents, students, teachers, staff, business owners, and community members. Results will be presented to the school board at our March 9 meeting. If the stakeholders support a 4-day instructional week option, then we will propose that the school board consider a 3-year pilot of the 4-day instructional week school year. If the school board decides to move forward with the 4-day instructional school week next year, then the district will have a calendar ready for adoption at the April school board meeting. Thank you for investing your time to help us make a decision that's right for our school district and our community. Please look for the survey link that will be sent through the Remind 101 portal and published online Tuesday, February 21st, and in the February 23rd edition of the Slatonite. May the Lord richly bless you and your families.